Hey there, Supermama. Did you hear? The project I have been working on tirelessly the past few months is finally here. This is the place for you, Mama, to learn how to nourish and empower your healthy mama life without ever going on another diet again. I call it the Supermama Society. The Supermama Society is a monthly membership program where you can get access to intuitive eating-based nutrition coaching with me without breaking the bank or even leaving your living room. It's a community of like-minded women who want to nourish themselves and set a good example for their families and find balance beyond food rules. Monthly coaching videos, access to my full ebook library, member-only recipes, and exclusive audio lessons to superpower your mama life. This is nutrition without restriction. Because I believe every mama is a super mama, and you deserve to feel like one too. Doors are open now through June 10th until they close for the entire summer, so don't miss this, mama. Head to supermamasociety.com to join. Health, nutrition especially, can feel a bit taboo in the non-diet intuitive eating world. And if I'm being honest, sometimes it makes me sad and even a little angry that this is what our world has come to. Either we're on a diet or we're eschewing healthy living completely. But friend, it shouldn't have to be this way. On today's episode, we're exploring nutrition in light of intuitive eating. I'm Kristin Dovbniak, holistic nutritionist and mama of two, and this is the Healthy Balanced Mama podcast, a podcast about ditching the diet dogma, embracing intuitive eating, real food, and living healthy, happy, and whole. Please note the information and opinions on this podcast are intended for information and inspiration only and are not a substitute for professional medical advice or treatment. Please consult with your healthcare practitioner before making any changes. Now, on to the show. For those of you who don't already know what intuitive eating is, I highly recommend to pop back to episode 4, where I explain more about the 10 principles of intuitive eating developed by Evelyn Tribole and Elise Resch. But here's the Cliff's Note version. Intuitive eating is a self-care nutrition framework structured on 10 principles to help you tune in to your body's innate hunger and fullness cues, find satisfaction in eating, and learn how to eat for physical rather than emotional reasons. This framework was created by dietitians Evelyn Tribole and Elise Resch and has stood the test of time for more than 20 years and is verified by over 90 studies. In short, intuitive eating helps you find freedom in nourishing your body without dieting. Nourishing your body is how I like to describe it, because nourishment, or to nourish, means to provide with the food or other substances necessary for growth, health, and good condition. It's not just about the food we eat, but food is a big part of it. And if I can let my nerd come out for a minute, the root of the word nourish comes from the Latin nutrire, which means to feed or to cherish. It's about cherishing our bodies, cherishing this beautiful gift we've been given of an earthly body to live in and experience life in. Nourishing our bodies well is to cherish our bodies, to care for them, because without them, we wouldn't be who we are or be able to accomplish the things we are called to do. Part of that nourishment is tuning in to what our bodies need, because we are all different and we have different needs. The idea of finding a perfectly balanced plan is impossible, because balance for all of us looks vastly different. But we do have some similar needs in terms of nutrients we need to thrive. Our cells don't get the oxygen we need when we don't get enough iron, and we end up lethargic because our cells are quite literally tired. When we don't get enough protein and carbohydrates, our bodies don't recover well after intense workouts, and we end up run down. When we don't eat the healthy fats that fuel our brain, we end up with memory issues and brain fog. We all need enough water to stay hydrated, sunshine to produce vitamin D, time in community, and with the people we love. But unfortunately, society, culture has taught us in order to get these things our bodies need, we need to follow a rigid set of rules or else. We're taught if we don't track our calories, we'll gain weight. If we eat one slice of cake, we'll get diabetes. We have so much fear wrapped around food and supposed nourishment that nourishment has gone out the window and nutritionism has stepped in. Michael Pollan, author of In Defense of Food, defines nutritionism as an unchallenged ideology that judges food solely on its nutrients. In other words, it assumes the only purpose of consuming food is for its nutritional value. And he describes this nutrition-based ideology as one that's developed gradually over time. Instead of traditional breakfast cereal at the grocery store, our attention has slowly been drawn to terms such as fiber and cholesterol. And nutrition as a whole, nutrition as a way to nourish our bodies, has turned into a set of restrictions, over-analyzing food based on its nutrient content rather than as a form of nourishment. Culture has taught us that we don't know our bodies well enough to take care of them without following these rules. But the flip side is most of us do care about our bodies. We care about living a long time and being a good example for our kids, honoring our bodies by providing them with nutrient-dense foods. And we simply don't know how to reconcile what science is telling us about nutrition without turning it into a set of rules, without turning it into dogma. And this is where intuitive eating comes into play. Once we are able to accept that rule-based nutrition is not truly nourishment, we can make peace with all foods. We can stop breaking food down into nutrients and enjoy it for what it is: fuel, nourishment, and pleasure. We can begin to trust our bodies again to signal to us when we need fuel, hunger, and when our tank is filled, fullness. We can choose foods that are actually satisfying. Eat the foods we like, and so we eat a normal amount of these foods rather than eating simply for nutrient's sake and searching for satisfaction but never quite finding it. But nutrition is important, and this is where, as a nutritionist, I'm so passionate about sharing about nutrition in a non-dogmatic way, because health and intuitive eating are not mutually exclusive. When I first started exploring intuitive eating, I went through a phase, much like my clients do, at least most of them, of needing to eat all of the things simply because I could. Because I had deprived myself for so long based on arbitrary rules I had set for myself, or an amalgamation of nutrition advice that I developed over time. And this is a necessary step of intuitive eating for many, many women I work with. But once that phase begins to dissipate, you can begin to honor your body even more with what intuitive eating calls gentle nutrition. This is nutrition for the simple sake of nourishing your body, not for the pursuit of weight loss or body change or obsession over nutrients. I practice with a health at every size approach, which does not mean healthy at every size. It means the pursuit of health is possible no matter what your size, without the goal of simply changing your size. Your body may change when you begin to create healthier habits for yourself, and there's nothing wrong with this. There's nothing inherently wrong with weight loss, unless, of course, it gets to an unhealthy level. It's the pursuit of weight loss outside of health that's the problem. Hayes flips the script to pursuing health outside of weight loss. So you can pursue health and learn about nutrient-dense foods. Join a CSA and make it a goal to experiment with new vegetables, drink green smoothies, learn about how to improve your digestion, reduce inflammation, actively include healthy fats for brain health. The difference with an intuitive eating approach is that there are no rules wrapped around it. It's about exploring what feels good. It's about educating yourself about evidence-based nutrition. I approach nutrition from a place of addition, not subtraction. Rather than taking all of the so-called bad things out, we take away the goods and bads and simply add in foods you might want to try and incorporate, and you'll notice the things that don't feel good start to fall away. And this is why the other principles of intuitive eating are so crucial to learn before this process. You'll have already developed the skills to tune into your body and begin to learn what feels good, so you can approach nutrition with a healthy mindset. Adding nutrient-dense foods, learning what foods feel good, and letting your intuition be your guide. This week, I just announced the launch of a project I've been working on for months and could not be more excited to share with you. The Supermama Society is a monthly membership centered around non-diet nutrition for moms. This is the place to go if you want to explore more about nutrition in an intuitive eating framework. This is a body-positive, weight-neutral space for you to be educated on the latest nutrition information without ever being pressured to count, track, restrict, or go on another diet ever again. And it's designed for busy moms. It's mobile friendly. It features a ton of different options to learn, from video to ebooks to audio, because we all learn differently, and I want you to have the opportunity to learn more about nutrition and practical ways to nourish yourself and your family in a safe, diet-free space. To learn more and join, head to www.supermamasociety.com. For articles, real food recipes, or to book a free 45-minute food freedom session, visit healthymamakris.com. Don't forget to connect with me on Instagram and Facebook at healthymamakris. And if you loved this podcast, would you do me a favor and snap a screenshot and tag me on it on Instagram and Facebook? I love to see your faces and connect with who's listening on the other end of my microphone. And if you have a minute, please go ahead and give the podcast a star rating and review. Every rating, review, and subscribe helps this podcast be seen and heard by more women who need to hear it. I hope you feel happy, healthy, and whole. Have a beautiful day, friend. is encouraging. No matter what side of the spectrum you're on, whether you're fit-obsessive or you feel like a fit failure, that movement can be a joyous aspect of our self-care and respecting our bodies and honoring our future selves. It can be fun and feel good, and it doesn't have to look a particular way. Mix it up, listen to your body, experiment, get rid of the measurements or the association with weight loss, and honor what your body loves, remembering the benefits of movement on our physiological, psychological, and emotional health, and that a strong body is just the side benefit. I want you to enjoy exercise as much as I do. So let's get moving, Mama. As always, thank you so much for listening. If you like this podcast, be sure to subscribe to get notified when the latest episodes launch. And if you loved it, please go ahead and give it a star rating. Bonus points for writing a review. Because every subscribe, rating, and review helps this podcast be seen and heard by more mamas that need to hear it. You can find me at healthymamakris.com or on Instagram and Facebook at healthymamachris. I hope you feel happy, healthy,